Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique together. We have to make this place better. We have to improve the living standards and conditions of our people. And to do that, we must unite. And to do that, we must remain focused on the mission, making the lives of people better, pulling our resources together, pulling our talents together to make sure that happens. I want to welcome you to the Hub, and to those who only listen to the nightly program, I want to wish you Happy New Year. I want to wish you good health, peace, happiness, prosperity, and please live life to its fullest. Enjoy life. Have fun in the process. I said the same thing this morning, or a similar thing this morning in the Dynamic Hour, the morning program. So tonight, I want to encourage you to have fun as you live. Enjoy it. I want to say to you, the viewers and listeners, 2026 will be a year full of politics, a heightened level of politics. And you can sense it. You get a kind of feel that 2026 will be ripe with politics. We may have an election this year. We may have an election next year. But we must always be prepared or ready for when that time comes. And to ready ourselves, we need to go on the ground, be in the constituencies more and less in the ministries. Knock on doors more. Go to funerals more. Go to community activities and events more. Be there. Listen to people. Engage people. Do the canvassing and try to be as accurate as possible. I remember many years ago, not many, couple years ago, you had folks doing this canvassing, or They would just stay in their house with the voters list and tick off who is NNP and who is NDC. And they would submit that. And the folks who believe that they know it all would collate that data and believe what they receive from these people are really almost accurate. And then when the election result came out, you saw NDC not winning a seat at that time. But the data that they received from people, their foot soldiers or people who were there in their homes doing the canvassing, showed differently. So for me, I never believe in this kind of canvassing. I am all for door to door, house to house, meeting the people, hearing from them, asking a couple questions, rapping with them, and forming a conclusion. I am all for that. Because these constituencies are small. These villages are very small. If you have trained people, you have the right people who are honest, and they go out there, they can get the information that you or the data that you're looking for. So the door-to-door is most effective. I want to encourage you to be out there more frequently, engage people, and do not rule out funerals. I said so this morning. You meet quite a number of people at funerals and community events. And when you speak to them, you get to know where they stand. That's important. And sometimes as the MP or the caretaker or the candidate to be, you need to go alone and engage, because the people who you may bring with you might be the problem. Might be the problem. There are folks who just dislike, for whatever reason, the people in your office or the people who are frequently around you. And I know that firsthand. The people who cause the MPs to get a bad name or to be disliked are really the folks who are close to you and who work in your offices and who are around you, playing as though them alone voted for you or put you there, or without them nothing could move. And they have attitude, they become very disrespectful, they treat the constituents or supporters in particular in a certain way. So people get to hate them and dislike them. And then you get the bad name. So sometimes you have to either make changes from time to time, put them different places, or go alone in the different villages visiting your constituents. You get more out of that. They open up more. They are more honest with you when you go alone. Sometimes you may need to get a good friend of that person or that family to go with you to get the results that you want. But door to door is most effective. But it is the year of real solid campaigning. And as I said this morning, there are NDC supporters who might be a bit disgruntled, might be a bit unhappy or upset with you. Brave up yourself. All right? Swallow your pride and face them. Go, apologize, and seek to repair the relationship you once, seek to repair that relationship, right? And try to return it to what you had before with that person. That is very important. All right? So important. Because there are people, all they need you to do is to come, face them, man and man, or man and woman, face them, acknowledge that you didn't do what you're supposed to do, or you didn't maintain the relationship the way you're supposed to maintain it, or you abandon them, or you forget about them, right? And you're sorry, because just the word sorry could be a very hard one for politicians to say, all right? Because some politicians, they're arrogant, some of them. Some, again, they could be arrogant at times, but when they sit down in the quiet space, they would come to their senses. And with power, that word, I'm sorry, or the statement, I am sorry, right, could be very, very tough. Just saying sorry could be very tough. So I want to encourage you, because 2026 has to be different. The Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, our beloved Prime Minister, he continues to do a magnificent job, an exceptional job. He is popular, viable, likable, winnable. He will help in all constituencies to get the candidates, when the time comes, over the line. And I want to say to you, there are members of parliament on the NDC side who are elected, and maybe today they're ministers of government. But when election time comes around, they may not be a candidate. They may not be on the ballot. Because you see, the party has to win. The party has to win. And just as Keith Mitchell and the NNP did for Humpton elections, even if you win your seat and you can't win again in the upcoming election, then they just change you. They get somebody else who could win, who could carry the seat, and then when they win, you get some work somewhere. So you may see folks now who won their seats and became ministers or whatever, come the election, they may not be on the ballot. But that's nothing new. The NDC has to win, and win big. So those changes must be made to realize that everybody who there now will not be certainly on the ballot like everybody, all of them. No, there are some who will be and some who will not. So get used to that. Because I remember some years ago when there was a call for changes to be made and for certain people to be removed, placed in the back, and certain people to step forward within the NDC family and ranks. There was some uneasiness because they just didn't realize and understand the politics in such a deep way. It's about winning, the party winning. It's not who you like and who you think could win. It has to be guided by real data. And there is time. There is time for the MPs and caretakers to work diligently to get the results that is required. So you still have time. And as I always say, January is the best time to start executing, to start rolling out your game plan, to start seeing results or starting the process. You can't wait when it's June, when you're celebrating 4 years. So if you realize, and most of the MPs and ministers, they know deep within themselves whether they're performing well or not, whether they're viable, winnable, likable, or whatever or not. They know that. Don't make them make you believe they don't. They know. The workers, the people, the MPs who are working, they also know. So it's a good opportunity to start, to get the ball rolling, get a good team around you. And if you have to make changes to the people who are around you, make those changes. Be brave, be bold, make those changes. I have been around campaigns. I have managed campaigns before, right? I have been in charge of workers at office, constituency office before. So I know some of them could cause you to be disliked. Some of them could give you a bad name. Some of them could cause people to hate you who don't even meet you or don't even know you. Make those changes if you have to. And you don't have to send them home, You could get them to go to some other program, some other ministry thing, and get new people, new team if you have to, around you who can get you that victory. Because there are some offices people don't want to go. And there are some people in some of those offices that people just don't want to see and approach. And that's the reality. That's the fact. So be bold, be brave, get doers, get results-based oriented people around you who have good customer service, who will follow up, who will call back, who will make sure that the thing is done, who understands politics, most importantly, and the people. So you have time, but January, you can start the ball rolling. You can get the job done. I don't believe that you know it all. I don't know it all. And sometimes I seek help. So you can seek help too. You can seek assistance to pull that team together, to make sure that they know what they have to do when they're out there to execute that job well. You still have time. A good PR team, a good canvassing team, a good management team within your branch. So there are things that can be done. It's not too late. So 2026, it's really a year of action. And you realize the opposition, they already start complaining. They already start attacking. They already start being nasty. And that would not change. But I hope we NDC supporters are not naive to think that we are unbeatable. I hope you're not naive to think that you win already. In fact, that would breed complacency. All right? Don't get too comfortable. Nope. Don't get too comfortable. You have to do the work. So yes, they are attacking now the roads. It's all about the roads and the condition of the roads. I hear them. I'm following them. And look, they know within their hearts that the condition of the roads will be that way because Grenada is not this big country with all its resources. And I'm talking about human resources also, not just, the material and capital and, that kind of thing. I'm talking about human resources, the skill set to get the job done within a very short space of time. They know all of that. Don't believe they don't. They know it well. And they know that NAWASA is trying their best, the project manager, the consultant, all of them, they're trying their best to ease up the inconvenience and to make things better for the motorists. They know all of that. But they also know that there are Grenadians who lack that kind of knowledge and understanding, and they are preying on their vulnerability. They're taking advantage of that. So it's all about the roads, and you could have done it better, and you should do it this way and do it that way and asphalt the whole thing. But here it is. Today I had a moment to reflect. Some of those same folks who are saying that the government should fix all the roads and asphalt all the roads. They were against the Reno asphalt plant going to Woodford. In fact, they teamed up with some so-called activists who call that program to push a certain agenda to make sure that the plant doesn't get off the ground. But it was gazetted, and that plant will start operating soon. Very, very soon. Right? That plant at Woodford. Because everything that's supposed to be done was done, and that plant will become operational very soon. I can't remember the date, but I know it was gazetted, and things will start moving there soon, right? And I'm saying, folks, there are too many hypocrites in this place. They want the roads to be fixed, right? But they do not want the asphalt plant to be up and running. They don't want that. So I don't know what they want, right? I don't know what they want. But I think their sole objective is for there to be this kind of delay, slow pace of asphalt work being done. And then you have one other asphalt plant who seem as though they want to have a monopoly on everything here. But they cannot provide the materials that are required or the amount of asphalt required to do the roads. But still, they seem to want to cock block, as young people would say, or prevent that from happening. All right? So we're happy that that plant will come on stream very soon. I don't know if it would be early this month or late this month, but definitely it will be functional very, very soon, right? So they would have a jetty at Woodford Bay and an asphalt plant at the Woodford village, right? So we hope that it starts and comes into effect soon, quickly, because we want to see things start happening faster. Our beloved Prime Minister, when asked, tell us one thing you would like to see in 2026 as a focus, as an area to really focus on, he said roads, to fix the roads, to upgrade the roads, to widen the roads, to put drains alongside the roads, to asphalt the roads, and do it in a more, what word do I use here? In a more in a way that it would last for a longer time, right? And also in a way that would kind of put aside the patching, a longer stretch of asphalt. So they will do more miles instead of just patch. And a lot of work to be done, because the NNP administration, they never focus on roads in any serious way. They never did that. There are some of the roads in Grenada, they are still very narrow, very small roads, and you have bigger vehicles coming. So I'm saying it's a lot of work, and it will cost a lot of money. But he did indicate that they would focus heavily on that. But this Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project would cater for the asphalting or the asphalt work to be done from who's this person? All right, let me see. Who's this? Hello?
Hello.
How can I be of assistance?
Rachel's son, the pants. She want to know about the do the pants on him.
Do you know who you're calling?
Yeah,
Who is the person?
I think she was calling him Titi Gum.
Oh, no, that's not Titi Gum. All right, that's Kem Jones.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and have a wonderful night. All right?
Yeah, you do.
All right. Yes. Right, so that's not Titi Gum. Right. So so that project will take care of the asphalt work from the tunnel all the way down to the airport. And I think it would also take care of the asphalt work on the Clift end, Calivini end. I think they went through some of those other communities, right? Marianne and also they have to do some work in St. George's itself on the sewer system and so on. So, quite a number of asphalt work to be done, and over the Grande Tang and other places like that. So a lot of work must be done. But here it is. People need to understand the money involved with this project is grant. It's not a loan. It is, as we would say, quote unquote, free money given by the United Kingdom to Grenada. So Grenada doesn't have to pay it back. It's not a loan. But there are conditions. There is a set time for the project to start, and there is a set time for the project to end. And when that set time to end comes and they fail to utilize the money, then the United Kingdom government will take it back. So I am saying to our Grenadian brothers and sisters, bear with NAWASA, bear with the government, and yes, you might be somewhat impatient or upset with the condition of the roads, with the challenges that you face to go in some of the other roads. You have to bear with them, because if they do not utilize that money within the specified time, the government of the United Kingdom will take back the money. And the NNP, who crying like somebody in labor who is complaining because they are part of the complaining industry, they are not going to find money to complete these projects or to complete the roads. Because the NNP, over the Christmas, just as an example, they couldn't give plenty hampers to anybody, right? Or help to anybody. This party has become a party of beggars, in my belief. Scrunty. They can't do anything for anybody except bomb the gum, yap. That's all. So they can't help. The NNP cannot help do anything. So while they're trying to gaslight, in my belief, some people and rile up some people and hype up some people, remember, this is grant money. And if you fail to utilize it in time, then they take it back. Remember, the NNP administration lost that grant money, We were supposed to get money to fix the roads on the western side, plus to do the Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project. So it was two projects, one for the western side and one for the southern side. The NNP lost that money. They lost it. And the Honorable Andy Williams and the most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team, they had to literally go down on their knees and beg the United Kingdom government, please, please. Yes, we know you took it back because the NNP administration did not utilize the money, did not start the project, did not do anything, right? But we need this water expansion project. We need to upgrade the sewer system and the pipes. Some of these pipes were being used 80 years ago. The sewer system that we have in Grenada is what, 90 years old? Almost 100 years old? And hasn't gotten any serious attention in many, many years. So this is not just about you having a vehicle and, you know, you're feeling frustrated and you're angry. You want to ride on smooth roads. And look, I understand you want nice roads and so on, all right? But give the government some credit. They fix some of these roads that you can actually use. So if you're going to the south of the island, you can pass through Jangley. You can pass through Gulf Coast. You can pass through Cafe. You can pass through Woodlands. And Woodlands both ways, behind that, the factory. You can go through Gulf Coast, many directions. You can end up behind, close to Food Fair area there, or you can go through Montu. You can, there are places you can pass, and they fix some of these roads that you can actually use. I'm not saying that everybody could use it, but at least some people could use it to ease up the flow. I think the Royal Grenada Police Force need to clear out some of these vehicles in Montu. They park on the side of the road even during the day. Montu is like a main road because of the project. So some of these vehicles, and in the night, make it even worse. You got to clear out some of these vehicles. Let them find somewhere to park in the meanwhile, or give them a time to park, just like you do in the United States and so on. And there are other places that you want to, like Woburn, for example. And look, I have my qualms with the Cliff project. I'm seeing it. I see that they're moving a little faster now. But I believe that this dam project is a planting, where they decide to drag and frustrate government and people. That's what I believe. It doesn't have to be so, but I believe so. But I see they're moving. They're making some movements. But it has to be faster. Even the Woburn main road. It's a main road. You need to get all these packing stupidness up. So there's a lot to be done. But things are happening. But with development comes those kind of challenges. Inconvenience. It will always happen. You developing, you building, those things will happen. So there's a kind of space that should be given where you're a bit more tolerance, right? Or tolerant. So we have more tolerance in the place. You have to be more tolerant. You have to have a little more understanding. It could be tough on your vehicles and so on. But the reality is, if they don't utilize that money in time, crap will smoke with pipe. And the asphalt plant, all our people talking. The one asphalt plant that we have here cannot supply the needs of this country. That is why I'm happy that the Reno asphalt plant will be functional soon, right? Some people even making big talk about the Chinese asphalt plant that gone long. And some people are saying, well, you could have negotiated with the Chinese to get the asphalt plant and to get this and to get that. In my investigation, the Chinese went to another country with the asphalt plant. So they were not going to sell it to anybody anyways. But some people with baseless, statements and so on, and they believe that they know it all. So I am saying, folks, there will be inconveniences. And I know the NNP, they're looking for something to hop on. And they believe roads might be a good donkey to ride on. Well, when you were there, you did not do anything much. When it comes to roads, look at where I live here, Mardi Gras, at the foot of Mardi Gras. Look at the road is so damn small that any big vehicle would have serious problems in this area. And then you had serious developments over the last 10 years, 15 to 10 years in this area. Good Hope, Mardi Gras, Africa, and those places. And then people are trying to avoid the humps and so on by the police station, St. Paul's police station, so they would pass in this area. It's kind of shortened. But serious developments, serious in many areas. You have a lot of houses, and mind you, I have always had a problem with, and years ago, not just now, you approve a plan for someone to build, but that plan does not have in it a garage or a parking space or a parking area. You don't have to be a genius to know that if people are going to live in that house, over time they may have kids and they would grow up and somebody inside there would have a vehicle or two. That's kind of common sense. But over the many years, that was not even thought of. So people build and close to the road, and they have nowhere to park their 2 or 3 vehicles. And then you have a lot of garages that on the road. And if you try to move them, problems. Right? But it's a pot of problems that the NDC administration met, and it cannot be fixed overnight. It can't. So again, we have seen gradual changes, but it will take some time. It will take some time. So we know the NNP, they're looking for something to hop on, to jump on, and they jump in on the road donkey. Everything is roads. I listen to Emlyn Pay and I just laugh. Emlyn Pay is a failed leader. You know who Emlyn Pay? Well, or a leader without spark, a leader without shine, a leader who never got a jolt, who never got a bump when she was anointed. She reminds me of some NDC leaders of old, right? Like Nazim Book, Franca Bonadine. And they are my good friends, right? Who again, she remind me of these people. But when the most honorable Deacon Mitchell came in, it was just different. So Emlyn Pay is just like that. And let me tell you this, tonight, my prediction is that, all right, so let me start it off this way. I believe Keith Mitchell regrets having Emlyn Pay as the leader of the NNP. But he cannot take it back now. He cannot publicly kick her out or get rid of her, because it would be real problems. All right? So what I believe he's doing is saying, well, I'm going to anoint a gentleman, put him in St. George Northwest, which is fairly a safe seat for the NNP. And there's a great probability that Emlyn will lose come the next election. and she'll be out. And this gentleman, because the NNP may get 2 or 3 seats, including that individual's seat, right? And he will become opposition leader and he will have the NNP. There is also another probability that there might be a by-election this year where Keith resigns. Then there will be a by-election in St. George North West, and then the individual goes in, and it's pretty much a sure seat in my belief, and he joins them, and the election is called. Emlyn gets knocked out, and then he emerges as opposition leader, because NNP would not see power in the next 2 elections, in my belief. In the next 2 elections, they will not see power in this country. So I believe that 2026 will be an action year, real politics. And even this program will pivot to the more political, hardcore politics, right? You have to get accustomed to it. Yes, we will continue to sell what the government is doing, promote what the government is doing, defend our party, defend our government, defend the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, and defend the team. But the politics, the hardcore politics, we will continue to move into that direction as we get closer to the next election. So, folks, I'm excited about 2026. I am very, very excited. I want to encourage all of us to get involved in the politics. I want to encourage all of us to do what we must do to secure victory for the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, because we have the best leader. I believe in the most honorable Deacon Mitchell. I think he's the right person for this country to move this country forward. And he's doing a fantastic job, excellent job. We need to support him. We need to work so that he can have a stronger mandate, have a bigger win come the next election. So we have to work towards that. So I'm really, really happy. Really, really happy. Trust me. And for this year, as I said this morning, one thing I'm looking forward to is us having that studio, right? And as I indicated earlier in the morning program, we've spent $183,000, right? In fact, $183,200, because today I had 2 persons cleaning the site. I had to pay them to clean the site because we're moving to the next phase. So you're talking about $183,200. All right, so I had to pay them $100. We have spent already. So we moved from the phase where, right? So the first phase was to purchase the land. So I purchased the land. I have the deed, the plan, so I got that. The second phase was to excavate the land. I excavated the land. And that would cost £1,000. The third phase was to do the foundation, right? Trench and cast the flow and so on. So, in fact, I had to deal with 3 suppliers of concrete, all right, in those phases. And the other phase was to do all the columns, and the block work, the walls, because it's a fairly reasonable sized building. It's a 30 by 40 in size, 30 feet, 40 feet by 30 feet, or 30 feet by 40 feet, anywhere you want to put it, right? So we were able to do that. do the block work, and all the columns. So that's where we are at. That's the phase where we are at. The next phase would be to do the formwork. That's the board to deck off, to deck the building, the formwork, and then the steel. All right? The steel, to do the steel, and then you get a concrete to deck off the building. And, of course, the electrical work has to continue. And once that's done, then we have to do the plastering of the walls, external and internal, all the lights. And because we have 2 bathrooms, we have to do that too. The bathroom, the sink, the urinal, the feast basin, all the amenities. And then the studio, once you do all the plastering and the lighting, then you have to retrofit, or not retrofit, but get the equipment required. The 3 cameras, the controlling this, and we have 1 computer or 2 computers already, but a couple new things there. The furniture, because it would be a different studio. Sit-down interviews, similar interviews like this, but it would be a different setting. Well, not interview, sorry, hosting of the program in a different setting. It would be a different thing completely. The production will be, so quite a bit still to be done. But we are getting there. I'm determined. And if you know me well, people will tell you, if Kerem Jones is determined, he's going to get the job done. So we are getting there step by step. And that I look forward to. I look forward to having that first interview at that studio. I look forward to blessing the studio and, having a big event so people can come by and, the supporters can come by, and it will be a wonderful time. So we are getting there. All right? We're getting there step by step by step. So, folks, I am very excited. And, folks, please, I said this morning, look, we love all our ministers and all, the folks in NDC. We love our beloved, we love our Prime Minister, the most honorable Vicky Mitchell. We love him. But I say to you, do not come on my platform and in this year and use my platform to promote other platforms. All right? Don't do it. Because I don't care who you are, I will block you. Because on their platforms, they don't use that opportunity to promote my programs. They would not do it because they see my programs as pro-government, as NDC. They would not promote my programs. So don't come on this program, on this platform, to promote anything about this happening on GBN, this happening on MTV, this happening there, and who is being interviewed. No, don't do it. Not in 2026. Because they don't promote my programs. I have to do it myself. If I'm doing an interview, you don't see them taking that interview and put it on their program or talking about it on their program. So don't come on this program and promote any other program. And I'm very firm on that. Very, very firm. Today, you have a pass today. But in going forward, I will block you. And I've blocked a lot of people easily like that. Do not come under my program, under the people's program, and promote other platforms. Let them promote their stuff for themselves. And I hope you got that message loud and clear. All right? So we love our Prime Minister. We love all the ministers and so on. But dare not come under my program to promote other stations. Because just as they are looking to build listenership and viewership, same thing with me. All right? And they see me as a competitor. Do not come under my program and promote any station. If you want to see me vex, that is when you're going to see it. And I don't care what program it is. Let me decide whether or not I'm going to promote it or I would not. All right? Because I know the relationship that we have. You see, right along, Junior George, we have a good relationship. I would promote anything that is there because he's a decent person, he's a genuine person. He's a good camper. But there are some people, look, let me tell you, there are some stations, they hate me. They don't like me. They don't like the fact that I'm here still on top. So don't use my program to promote any of these things. And I'm straight with you. So the folks, you might get away with it tonight. But in going forward, the minute my seat pop up, I will block you without saying a word. I hope you got that. Folks, I want to congratulate all the police officers who got promoted. And in every promotion, there will be people or police officers who would be aggrieved, unhappy, bitter, sour, who are going to complain. There are people who are going to complain because all police officers want to be promoted. Every one of them. And if you're a police officer, you want to be commissioner one day. It's a hierarchy system and everybody go fight for promotion. So if you don't get, you feel away. And if you get, you're happy. And when your turn comes where they didn't promote you to the next rank and they promote somebody to reach up to you, you're unhappy. So those things will happen. You can't please everybody. I looked at the folks who got promoted and I am pleased. I am pleased. I see a number of people there, officers there who I'm really happy with, a great many of them, and I'm happy for them. All right? They've been doing a very professional work, a very good work. Keep it up. Blessings, and just be professional always. All right? Be professional always. Use the opportunity to better yourself in the profession. And as a good friend told me years ago, higher you go in the rank or in the ranks, more humble you should become. Be humble. Be a person who would communicate with people. So yes, you come to clamp somebody's vehicle, but speak to the person. Find out, why did you park in this no parking area? The person may tell you, well, I have a grandmother or a mother who is not well, and I brought her to the clinic right here, and I come to pick her up. Communicate. Don't rush to clamp or to give people tickets, and when you're giving them tickets, you're giving them attitude, and you're disrespectful, and so on. You never know who you're going to meet. So I urge you to be respectful as you climb in rank. Don't get too big. All right? Respect people. Because you never know. I gave you the example of a police officer who charged a gentleman who had his parents, either they were dropping off to go to the doctor, something of that sort, and he started and he gets on. And the very night, he was mopping ride to go to Grenville. And the gentleman who he charged passed by and he said, but wait, that's the man. That's a police officer who charged me today. And he stopped a bit, but, and the guy wanted a ride. So the guy came up close to the vehicle or so, and then he drove off. He didn't give the guy any ride. So you never know where you're going to end up and who you're going to see down the road. You're going to meet down the road. So be nice to people. Be kind to people. Be respectful to people. Use force less. Right? Use force. And all this little petty thing, a man smoking a spliff, you want to arrest him and you're stupid. That's jackassery, as we would say it. A man use an obscene language, you want to arrest him, and it's stupid. In 2025, we're in 2026 now, it's barbaric. It's lunacy. It's basic things. And kind words bring back kind echo. If you tell a person certain things, they're going to tell you certain things. So higher you go, is more responsible you should become, more respectful, more humble you should become. Not because you get a rank and you go up to the next rank, you go act like no. Be wise. So congratulations to all of you. I think the Royal Grenada Police Force is in good hands. As Commissioner Connaught, he's doing a fantastic job, he and his team. Jessamine Prince, the deputy, Mitchell, ACP, and Cohen, ACP. They're doing a fantastic job. And then you go down to all the supers, You know, there are some who got rank. That's nice. You're doing a fantastic job. The management, the junior level, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Remain focused. Crime is down. Grenada is a peaceful place. Congratulations. Take a bow. Thumbs up. Keep it going. People are going to talk. There are people who are going to be still angry, bitter, they didn't get promoted. There are officers who are going to be vexed and so on still. There are those who are going to be happy, jumping for joy. Those who are going to be happy for those who got, you're going to have those things. You can't please everybody. All right? During the NNP time, it was the same thing. NDC, you have people who call me, people who call me, say, Kem Jones, well, you'll be NDC, this and that. I look how much people are there. How much NNP? Yeah, you can't please everybody. But this one, I looked at the people who were promoted, and I'm happy for them. Connaught, the Public Service Commission, I think you all do a fantastic job, a wonderful job, right? Next time wrong, who didn't get promoted, they will get promoted next time wrong. All right? Good. And it's not NNP and NDC. The force has to become professional. The force has to become world class. It can't be just about NNP and NDC. Right? Think kind of bigger than that. So, folks, it's now 9 o'clock. I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. I will be back with you, God's willing, tomorrow morning from 8 in the a.m. in the Dynamic Hour